Hey there and welcome to the club. Today I'll be showing you how to draw Leafeon from Pokemon. Let's get started with the eyes. I'm going to start from the center, moving over towards the left. I'm going to draw on the eyelid on the left side. Starting from the outside, we're going to curve up, and then we're going to come down towards the middle. Starting from the outside of the eye, we're going to go up, and then we're going to curve down. Now from the outside edge, we're going to go in the opposite direction, and then in towards the center here. But we're going to leave a slight overlap. So curving down, and then up. So you can see there's a little overlap on the inside. We're going to leave a gap in the middle and do the same thing on the right. So now we're going to start on the inside, lining up the bottom, curve up to the top of the eye, and then curve down on the side. Now again, we're going to take this point here on the outside, curve down, and then just tuck this in underneath the front. So leaving a little overlap, we'll curve down, and then we'll curve that up to the outside. Now on the top left, we're going to draw a little highlight circle. So on the top here on the left, we'll draw a big circle, and then on the right we'll do the same thing, making sure that they're the same height. On the insides of each eye, we're just going to draw a little wrinkle line. So just a little curve like that, curving up on the right side. In the middle, we're going to step down and draw on the nose. So we're going to start with a straight line going across. Now we're going to connect the outsides to a point in the middle. So curving down to a bottom point, curving back up on the right side. Just below the tip of the nose, we're going to step down and draw a point for the bottom of the chin. Now from here, we're going to curve over towards the left, just underneath the left eye here. Starting at the bottom, we're going to curve up and out. On the right, we'll do the same thing. So curving up and out. Up and outwards. Now we're going to curl around the little curl on the side of the head. So from this point on the left, we're going to go to the outside of the eye and come down. Do the same thing on the right, going beside the right eye and then curling down. Now we're going to curve these back up, so tapering up. It's a little bit wider as we come back in towards the eye, like that. From here we're going to move to the top of the head and draw that big swirl. So we're going to start in between the eyes, right here we're going to draw a point. Now we want to draw like a backwards S going up and around. So starting at the bottom here, we're going to go out towards the left, back towards the right, and we're going up, and we'll just swirl it around at the top. From this point, we want to come back down to this point, but we're going to go a little bit thicker as we get towards the middle. So starting at the top, we'll go wide, it's getting thicker, and then we're going to thin it out. So we're going to come back down and in towards that point. In the middle of the head, we're going to step up, just underneath the swirl, we're going to draw a point here. We want to draw those little leaves at the top of the head. So from this point, I'm going to curve out and then down. And then on the right side, we're going to go in behind that swirl. Now we're going to come down and just continue this behind the swirl on the right side. Let's draw the leaves on the side here. So stepping down from the top, curve out towards the left. Now we're going to do a little wave that comes down towards the side of the head here. So curving to the right, coming down, out towards the left, and then pulling it down. Now on the right side, you're not going to see the swirl up here because it's hidden by this little curl. So you're going to see it come down to right here, and curve out, and then down. Let's draw in the two big ears on the side. So we're going to start with the one on the left. It's going to get tucked in behind these little leaves. So starting up here, we're going to curve out to a tip up at the top, but we're going to leave a little gap right here. So we're going to do a little notch, almost like a sideways V. And we're going to continue this curve at the top to the outside. Let's do the same on the right. So starting down here, curving up and out, draw a little notch, a little V, and we're going to continue that curve to the tip of the ear. From the tips of the ear, we're going to curve back down and then do a reverse curve down to this point on the side of the curl. Starting on the left, we want to draw a curve coming downwards, but we're going to draw another notch. So curving down, we'll do a little tiny little notch here, and we'll continue that curve about halfway down the ear to about there. And draw one more notch here, going in and then back out. Now from this point, we want to curve in the opposite direction to that point. So curving inwards, curving in and then down. Let's do the same thing on the right. So again, from this top, we're going to curve the outside, but then again, we're going to stop right about here, draw a little notch. Now we're going to continue down to the same height as we have on the left. Curving down, and then we'll draw another notch. Now we're going to curve in the opposite direction to this top point of that curl. Curving down. Let's draw the inside part of the ear. So from the tip, we're going to draw a little wave that comes in and then around and then down towards the eye. Starting from the tip, we'll curve around, coming around to the top, then down towards the eye. We'll do the same thing on the right. Starting from the top, we're going to curl around that notch, and then coming down towards the eye. I want to draw the inside part of the ear. So stepping down here, we're going to curve in the opposite direction and just tuck this in along the bottom line. So there's a slight overlap at the bottom. We'll do the same thing on the right. Curving around and then just leaving a slight overlap at the bottom there. Underneath the chin, we're going to draw in a little bit of that fur. Starting just below the chin, we're going to step down and draw a curl going over towards the right. And we're going to curve this back as it gets a little bit wider as you come back. We'll draw one bigger one. So we're going to curve up, over, towards the right. Now we're going to curl this underneath. So curving down, over towards the left, and up. We draw a little overlapping wrinkle here. So curving across like that. From here we're going to step down and draw in the front legs. So from the center we're going to step over towards the left and draw a curve going in and then down to the front of the paw. We're going to step over towards the right and draw the opposite, curving down and in. Let's draw in the front paws. So from here at this heel, curve around, we're just going to hook this back in. Let's do the same thing on the right. Going out towards the right, and then we'll hook this back over towards the left. Let's layer in the toes here. So starting at the bottom of this toe, we're going to curve around, almost like a C shape, curving around like that. We'll do one more, curling around and then over. Now from this toe, we want to curve the outside of the leg, but along the way we're going to draw in a little root. So from here we're going to curve up. We're going to stop there. We're going to overlap this line with a curve. Just curving in like that. From this tip, we want to curve back up. So it gets a little bit wider as we come back in. Now we're going to continue the outside of the leg going up the side of the body here. So curving up to right about there, the same height as we have on the inside. Let's do the same on the right. Starting at the bottom of this toe, we'll do a backward C, hooking back, and do that one more time, hooking around. Now we're going to follow that same curve, going up to the same height. Now we're going to draw that little root, going up, and then we'll curve that back in. We'll continue this curve up the side of the body to the same height as we have on the inside. Now we're going to curve in the opposite direction, but we're going to round out the side of the leg. So just rounding it out, pulling this underneath the chin. Do the same thing on the right. So rounding it out and pulling this in underneath the chin. Just down the center here, we're going to locate the lower body. So right here, we're going to draw a curve going down in the middle, back up on the right side. Let's draw in the hind legs. So we're going to start on the outside on the left here. So just about halfway down this curve of the shoulder, curve out, and then back in. Do the same thing on the right. So locating the top, curving out, and then back in. Now we're going to curve outwards. From this point, we'll curve out. On the right, we'll curve out. Now let's round out the first toe. So we're basically taking this and duplicating in the back. But here we're going to do a slight overlap, curl around, and then back in behind the front paw. We'll do the same thing on the right. So right here we're going to curve around and then back up. Now you can see I have a little bit of space here, so I'm just going to layer in a second toe. So up here we're going to do another backward C in behind like that. We'll probably draw one more here. Draw a C shape in the back like that. Now on the side of the lower leg here, we're just going to draw another curl, another root going up. And then we'll pull that back in. We'll do the same thing on the right, going out and then pulling that in. The final step is the tail, so it's basically a big leaf that sticks out on the side here. So we're going to start on the side of this leg, we're going to curve over towards the right. Now we're going to go in the opposite direction. We're going to curve up. This is the center part of the tail. Now we're going to curve out again in the opposite direction, curving out. Now we're going to start on the outside on the right. So from this tip, we're going to curve down and out. So it gets a little bit wider as we come out. We're going to follow this curve on the outside coming in, but we're going to add some notches on the side. So from this point, we're just going to follow that curve down to about here. And we're going to draw a series of little zigzags, just going across like that. Okay? Now from here, we're going to continue that curve, just down a little bit further. Now we're going to draw a curve. Now we want the tail to come in a little bit here. So we're going to curve up, and then down, and we're going to go up in an angle, right in behind the leg. Let's do the opposite side. So right from this tip, it's going to go behind the ear. So we're going to curve in behind the ear. Now it's going to come back down this way. So behind the ear, right here, we'll come in. We'll draw a notch. It's a little V. We'll continue that line just a little bit. Draw one more notch. Now from here, we're going to curve in the opposite direction, curving back in behind the body. Let's add a few lines in the tail. So up here, I'm just going to curve out towards the right, step down, curve out towards the left, step down again, go out towards the right again, and that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Leafeon from Pokemon. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Make sure you subscribe and check out our Pokemon playlist. We add a new character every week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.